Hey, what's up? I'm back. Wanted to get into a bunch of stuff, but before all of this, I wanted to say that I took 2 days off because I had to buy some software. Every time I would post a video, it would crash. As soon as I got done recording, it would crash. So it was extremely stressful, and it was making this unenjoyable. So now, back in business. The software is awesome. Had a lot of good feedback. Made a lot of good friends on here. We talk about just information and just bouncing ideas off each other, and really people are well versed in all of this, and they're helping me out. I help them out, and that's what it should all be about. Is just helping one another. Today. This is episode 10 of True Reporting. I wanted to get into all these new Q posts. There's a ton of them. I have some Decoded Q posts from earlier in the week. I want to talk about the government shutdown and then the reopening of the government. I have a few words of my own. I'm going to talk about something called D.U.M.s, Deep Underground Military Bases, and how that ties into Elon Musk and his satellite, his rocket, Zuma. Yeah, I also wanted to tell you guys about a lady I met on Facebook, Adrene Payton. Her Facebook page is incredible. I'm going to post that in the link below. So yeah, definitely check her out. She'll add you on Facebook, and she is so intelligent about this stuff. She knows a ton of stuff. So, and she puts out about 15 posts a day about this stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this happened, let's see, Sunday at about 11 o'clock. Will Sessions drop the hammer? 1 of 22. Memo shifts narrative. Memo reinstates Sessions. Authority Russia/all. Memo factually demonstrates collusion at highest levels. That's intense. Memo factually demonstrate Hussein administration weaponized intel community to ensure Democrats' victory. Cheers. Memo factually demonstrates knowingly false intel provided to FISA judges to obtain warrants. They never thought she would lose. The 16-year plan to destroy America. Hussein 8, and if Clinton would have won, 8 more for her. We would all be enslaved. We would all be chipped, and they would have probably gone ahead with Agenda 21 and brought the population down to about 60 million. And those 60 million would become full-on slaves. Install rogue ops. Leak C intel military assets. Cut funding to military. Command away from generals. Launch good guy takedown. Internal remove Valerie Jarrett sniffer. SAP sell-off. Snowden open source Prism key score catastrophic to U.S. military versus bad actors worldwide, plus CIA/no such agency. Target weaken conservative base IRS mainstream media. Open border flood illegals, Democrats win. That makes so much sense because all the Democrats do is use illegals to get that vote, swing that vote, to get their people elected. ISIS/MS-13 fund install fear targeting removal. So basically they would use ISIS MS-13 gangs to instill fear in us. I believe that has been removed. Blind eye to North Korea nuke build. Class 123. Blind eye Iran fund and supply. Blind eye class 23 through 41. I believe these are seats in the Senate. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. Stage SC AS-187. Yeah. Uranium-1 fund supply, Iran, North Korea, plus reduce U.S. capacity. Kill NASA, prevent space domination. Allow bad actors to take down military SATs/worldwide secure communications. Install weapons of mass destruction. Risk of EMP space org. Helpless. Class 1 through 99. HRC 8. World War III. If she would have been in, this is what I guess they're implying. Death and weapons real. War fake and controlled. Population growth controlled. Pocket billions. Just is what I haven't even read this, and this is exactly what I said. That if she became president for 8 years, World War III would happen, but it's a fake World War III just to enslave us. Then they would impose death and weapons, which would be real. The war is fake and controlled. Population growth means Agenda 21. We're down to about 60 million Americans, and there's not a damn thing any of us could do about it. Eliminate final rogue ops within the government military. Kill economy. Starve. Need. Enslave. I just said that. Open borders. Revise constitution. Ban sale of firearms. Install on-team SC judges. Legal wins across spectrum of challengers. Jesus. Did we dodge a bullet or what? Removal of electoral college. Popular vote easier to manipulate. Illegal votes. Soros machines. I also saw George Soros was messing around with the voting machines, the digital voting machines, and apparently they were all changed in favor of Hillary. Remove funding of the military. Closure of the U.S. military installations worldwide. Germany first. Destruction of opposing MSM. Other news outlets censoring. Oh my God. Class 1 through 59. Pure evil. That is an understatement. These people are psychopaths. Narrative intercept 4 a.m. Sessions and Nunez. Russian ops. Republic distortion of facts to remove Mueller. POTUS free pass. Shut down primary reasons. Distract. Weaken military assets. INC illegal votes. Black voters abandoning. Keep them starved. Keep them blind. Keep them stupid. Hillary Rodham Clinton, March 13, 2013. Intercept. The Great Awakening. Fight, fight, fight. Q. God, that was massive. Do you know what we know? Do you know that we see all? Do you know that we hear all? Fear the storm. Nobody playing the game gets a free pass. Nobody. Q. The shot heard around the world. The Great Awakening. A week to remember. A shot heard around the world is referencing the American Revolution, 1775. So, yeah, this is part 2 of that. A lot of that is intense. I'm gonna go into these Decoded Q posts, just to kind of fill everybody in on this stuff. The first one is the investigation of the Democratic National Committee breach dossier. The DNC was breached by Seth Rich, staffer at Democratic National Committee. WikiLeaks, who sent the data. Hussein is Obama. The Director of National Intelligence, James R. Clapper, and CIA clowns in America, John O'Brien, found out about Seth Rich. Class 1 through 12. 12 people, unnamed people involved. Google funded the CrowdStrike with $100 million. Google is CIA, and basically every time you get onto that web browser, it's just documenting everything about you for AI. Brenner or Clapper used CrowdStrike through Google to find the leaker. DNC, Democratic National Committee, finds out Seth Rich is the leaker. Seth Rich is murdered by the MS-13, 2 of them, and then they were murdered. As an example is made of Seth Rich, and he is murdered by 2 MS-13 gang members, which themselves are killed. Debbie Wasserman Schultz shuts down the investigation into Seth Rich. She is the one, I believe, who put the hit on him too. Let's go into this one. An example is made of Seth Rich, and he is murdered. FBI and DOJ assist in covering up the investigation for insurance. Air quotes, could be Wiener, laptop, or reference to Peter Strzok, text and meeting with Andy McCabe. 3 sides of the triangle are the Rothschilds, the Saudis, and George Soros are involved. Hussein is Obama, HRC is Hillary Clinton, LL is Loretta Lynch, JC is James Comey, AM is Andrew McCabe, PS is Peter Strzok. All considered to create the dossier with support from Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Adam Schiff. Class X, 1 through X, refers to class of senators. I was right. Okay, cool. British intelligence used to get Russia dirt for dossier. HRC can't pay. Hillary Clinton's campaign paid for the dossier, and DNC paid for the dossier, and classified persons 1 through 4 also paid for the dossier through Steele, Christopher Steele. Fusion GPS, who pays Christopher Steele for the dossier. So I mean, this is just money. Just follow the money is all it is. Pretty crazy. Right here, I'm gonna post this in the link below. This is basically all the initials and abbreviations that Q team uses, and you guys can use it for your own. So that should help you out a lot if you want to follow along. Let's see here. I also have all the initials too of the people, and it was just all the abbreviations. So I'll post both of these. That should help you guys out a ton. I saw this. This was the real reason Seth Rich was murdered. Seth Rich leaked the DNC emails releasing that Trump could win the election. An insurance policy was created. Russia would be blamed for the election tampering and colluding with Trump. This would be used to stop Trump taking office. But Seth Rich was a problem. If Seth Rich stood up and said, I leaked those emails, not Russia, the whole Russia narrative would collapse. Seth Rich was a threat. He was the one person who could pull it all down, so they killed him. Seth Rich is a patriot in the eyes of everyone. Should be. He was a great man. He basically saved this country, to be honest. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about this right here. D.U.M.Bs, deep underground military bases. If you don't know what that is, these underground bases get prominent play in dark rumors circulating about captured extraterrestrials and alien technology. The fringe culture rumors of underground alien human shenanigans are in a reality fed by leaks from questionable individuals, usually with intelligent connections. They are simply a ploy utility for the status quo. The whole captured alien hardware story is just a highly elaborated hoax to discredit those exposing the reality of these bases. They are also a cover for the wholesale looting of the federal treasury by the corrupt and cynical secret government. After Hurricane Katrina left the Gulf Coast region totally devastated, there were many witnesses coming forward with reports of MNTF and UNISF troops working alongside the Army of the Republic of Mexico soldiers in the New Orleans area. When the day of martial law comes into America, the UNISF and UNMNTF troops located in Central America, in the U.S. and in Canada will be deployed to help round up to help round up the millions of Americans whose names appear on the CIA red list and the CIA blue list. So there's a lot of bad people, like people from Moscow and the Kremlin and the cabal, that are running these things, and they basically have these troops that would come in under martial law and take care of us, and we would think it was our military, and I don't believe it would be. So that leads me into the next thing I wanted to show you. If you remember a couple weeks ago, these meteors over Michigan, people were seeing these bright lights. I had it in my other podcast about 3 episodes ago. These were not meteors. I explained that. This is not a meteor. There's no way this is a meteor. Look at that. What this is they're called Thor's hammer, I believe, and they're 20-foot tungsten metal poles that are about a foot wide, and they're GPS controlled. So they're basically the weaponry size of a small nuke, or a mother of all bombs, but they have no radiation in them. So basically these tungsten poles are then shot into these underground military bases, and that's what this is. This is the aftermath of these explosions, supposedly. Very cool. So yeah, I wanted to bring that, to the light. I thought that was really interesting. And where these Thor's hammers are coming from, or supposedly from Elon Musk's satellite, which is actually a weapon in the sky called Zuma. You can look at all this kind of stuff and see if I'm telling the truth, because that's what I've read, and it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so to me, there's no way that that is a meteor causing an explosion like that. I also had a few talking points real quick, just to kind of make everybody on the same page as me. I was going to say, Twitter, Facebook, mainstream media censors so much flow to the American public and from the American public. They, the evil on this planet, release what they want to release when they want to release it, and they censor what they want to censor and what they want to have uncensored. They use this for brainwashing to keep us dumbed down. Like fake news, porn, being PC, and turning us against each other through race and political stances. This is all a big game to them, and we are the sheep. It's sad, and I've realized this. We, the middle class, are the backbone. We are the ones lining the pockets of the rich with our wasteful spending on consumerism and countless hours of work away from our families. We truly are slaves. We need to form an alliance with one another. This really is the second American Revolution. We want truth. We want justice. Lately, we have finally been able to get a grasp of what's going on behind the scenes, to get a taste of the truth. Q is helping us, seeding our minds with the initials of the corrupt big game players. All these decoded Q posts and the initials of how we can follow along of the big game players is huge. I mean, all of us working together, it's beautiful. He's allowed us to get a look behind the scene that I'm 100% sure would have never have happened otherwise. Without Q, this would have taken years and years to get to. Because I think a lot of people do research this type of stuff, but we didn't have an initial messenger that we found to be 100% legitimate. Anyways, these anons, other than Q, have done so much for us, and I'm truly grateful. We are one, you are me, and I am you. Spread the links, red pill as many people as you can, but do it carefully, and you know, don't dump a lot of stuff on them, a lot of information, because you'll ruin it. You have to do it, you know, bit by bit, and just kind of work yourself up to the more extreme stuff. Wake people up, form bonds, look after your fellow Americans. We're all patriots. We're all doing the same thing. Just waiting on Q posts and watching YouTube videos, and you know, constantly going on blogs and vlogs and watching stuff, you know, just taking it all in. And you know, there's a lot of disinformation out there, but I think if you're somewhat well read into this, you can kind of weed through it. And I have one other thing I want to say about DACA. All this DREAM Act is pandering to illegals, pandering to them instead of actually looking after American civilians. The Democratic Party panders to African Americans by splitting up families and making them focused on welfare. They initially become slaves to the system, and that goes for pretty much any race. I used to hear right-wing people say this all day, and I felt sorry for illegals because of their living environment. And I, as a Democrat, used to be a Democrat about 2 years ago. I thought that the Democrats really cared, and now my eyes have been opened, and they're only doing it for votes so that they can swindle the American people, and they're not looking after anybody. I was a sheep, but no longer. I'm a patriot now, and I focused on you and getting information to you. Like I said, I'm just your average Joe six-pack with a family and a job, and I've put a lot of money into this, and I want to keep the flow coming of just information and truth. So I really appreciate all the support. I'm going to post the links in the bottom to Adrene Payton's Facebook page. It's full of a lot of stuff. And subscribe if you like what you see. Alright, God bless you guys. Take care.